Sowers family, making this event all the more meaningful to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. This is a short event, but I'd like to have Colonel Gary Dolan. He's going to say a few words. Then we're going to ask somebody from the Sowers family to place the plaque and dedicate the tree. So, Colonel, would you say your words? Thank you.
The remarks I have today for Dick's Memorial Tree Service is in the form of a prayer. So if you could remove your caps, I would appreciate it. Creator of life and sustainer of seed and soil, of tree and flower, you have created this world and all that lives in it. It is you who that we come in this prayer of dedication and blessing, for you are the giver of life and the sustainer of that lives. We come to you to dedicate this tree in memory of our golfing brother, Dick Sowers, who you hold in your generous grace. Today we honor Dick's life. We remember conversations we had with him and stories we continue to tell and retell in our golf family. God, with your permission, I would like to reminisce for a few minutes about Dick's military life and a few golf stories that we all remember. First, Dick retired from the Air Force as a lieutenant colonel with 28 years of service. He served much of his career as a navigator bombardier in the B-58, a bomber that was designed to deliver nuclear ordnance. Dick said the B-58 had 3 crew stations in tandem, and his was the second one behind the pilot. He laughed about how hard it was for him to see forward and how hard it was to navigate a plane that flew at Mach 2. And by the way, that's 1,535 miles an hour at altitude to an exact spot on the ground. And he also let me know numerous times that there was no GPS in the 60s and 70s. Dick also made sure that I knew how valuable the bomber is by telling me the bomber's motto, and I quote, "The difficult we do immediately. The impossible takes a little longer. God is my pilot, but the devil is the bombardier. The Navy could lose us the war, but only the Air Force can win it. The fighters are our salvation, but the bombers alone provide the means of victory." Unquote. Now some Dick golf history and stories. First, I want to thank Amon, Dick's wife, for her work with Dick on the back nine. Many a time my wife and I would drive around the course in the evening to find Amon and Dick planting, weeding, and fertilizing plants and flowers. Also, they repaired divots and ball marks. Thank you, Amon. Dick also repaired golf clubs for many of us, and we miss this convenience. Now just a couple of golf stories about Dick. First, Dick kept the most accurate scorecard in the group. Many times when a blind draw was necessary, he kept the entire group waiting 15, 20, 30 minutes while he totaled the score, but it was always accurate. In Dick's later years, like all of us, we don't hit the ball as far as we once did, and we would move up to the next tee. However, this did not satisfy Dick. So he had a can of red paint, and he would mark a tee where he thought he could be competitive and hit it from there. By the way, Dick's children didn't take after Dad about golf. His daughter Kathy stroked the ball farther than most of us. She is an outstanding golfer, as is her brother Stan. Both have played with the group numerous times. By the way, I believe Dick's team always won when they played. God, we give you thanks for Dick's life and the joy and camaraderie he brought to our golf group. May this tree remind us of Dick, whom we love and who is held forever in our hearts. God, may this tree grow deep roots and grow wide branches to bear witness to your abundant love and grace made known to our golf brothers. We close this tribute to Dick with an Air Force poem my flight. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter, silver wing. Sunward I've climbed and joined the trembling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with easy grace where never lark or eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind I've trod a high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched space of God. Amen.
Thank you, Gary. And can we have Steiner to place the plaque and dedicate the tree? That concludes our
Can I say a couple words?
ceremony. Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, unless anybody's ready to tee off. I thank you all for coming. As you all know, Dad was obsessed with golf, and I appreciate y'all bearing with him over these years and playing golf with him, because he loved to teach. I'm sure he taught all of you guys how to correct you, suggestions, constantly making improvement for golf clubs, and bickering with things, and tweaking. It was just unbelievable. But he also loved sailing. That's probably before you all knew him. For many, many years, he was a sailboat sailor, not selling things, but sailing. So that was a passion of his. Sports was always his first love. Watching TV, playing games with us kids and whatnot. It was wonderful. As he got older, obviously could do less. So then watching sports on TV and always having a dog in your lap was a beautiful memory that he always had. And of course, it's always hard to lose a loved one, but as long as we keep them alive in our mind and our hearts, we'll always remember them. So please, next time you're out on the boat, out on the water, you're out walking your dog, you're playing around the golf, you're having a good full bad hole, just think of Dad, have a smile come upon your face, some memory or story about him, and that'll keep him alive as long as we're going. So thanks a lot. Make a lot of old ones, guys. Take care. Thank you for doing this.
Anybody else want to say something? Yes, what I would like to say something. Ron, it's been, I checked my calendar, and it's been 9 years this month since Sonny and I moved into the country club. And you and Dick were the first ones to welcome us into this community. And I can remember I was in my garage with boxes stacked to the ceiling, working on unpacking stuff, and Dick drove up in his golf cart and introduced himself, asked me if I was a golfer. I said I was. He invited me to join the CCMD group, and then offered to drive me in the mornings into the clubhouse. And that became a regular routine for us. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he'd pick me up and drive into the club. And Dick was a great guy. He was a great friend, and I treasure that friendship. And when I come out here to play golf,